You could be witnessing one of the greatest comebacks in crypto history with Terra Luna Classic. At this point, with these price levels, Terra Luna Classic just broke 0.00052 at the time of this recording. It is up around 45%. At this point, I'm not even thinking a Luna Classic that is about to hit 1 cent, but we could see prices beyond that level. I'm talking about 10 cents to the dollar mark. Yes, it is possible with what is about to take place. Stay tuned, like and subscribe. Let's get right onto it. So Luna Classic, absolutely insane. Look at this chart right here. The 7-day chart speaks for itself. The 1 month chart speaks for itself. The 3 month chart speaks for itself. Look at this, guys. If you bought it at all-time lows when everybody was running away and Luna Classic was printing trillions of tokens 4 months ago, I'm talking about May 13th of 2022, you would have been up 3,000% on your initial investment. That is absolutely epic and amazing. Luna Classic, I think it is here to stay, and this could print millionaires. It's just crazy, but it is just what it is, man. Look at this. You now have KWON just announcing that they will implement the Luna Classic 1.2% tax burn after it is implemented on chain. So check it out. KWON is one of the biggest exchanges in the world. Not your top 10, but it is definitely one of the top 50 pretty much biggest exchanges in the world, especially in crypto. You know, it is one of the well-known cryptocurrency exchanges, and now people are pushing for these other exchanges to not only relist Luna Classic but also implement the 1.2% tax burn. The biggest one everybody's anticipating is Binance. Everyone is, you know, pasteurizing CZ to, hey, you need to implement this 1.2% tax burn CZ of Binance. Once this happens, as you all know, Binance themselves hold about 2 trillion somehow Luna Classic tokens. That is absolute, that's just too much. They have to burn it. But let's clear out some of the misconceptions that has been circulating out there. You know, I've kind of touched up on it on my last video, check it out, but this time I'm just clarifying that this 1.2% tax burn, a lot of people are making videos talking about this is going to be, you know, implemented on September 12th. I thought that initially, but then that's not just the case. There's a proposal that's going to be given to the DAO groups and all of these people involved in the Luna Classic ecosystem. Once they approve it, it will be implemented. You're looking at maybe by September 20th or sometimes towards the end of September. So be absolutely wary of that so that you don't go crazy buying over this FOMO. I told you on my last video, one of the guys commenting in the last video, he literally said, bro, you called it. Yes, I definitely called it in my last Terra Luna Classic video, the most recent one. Look it up. I told people, do not go around chasing these pumps because they're only temporary pumps. This is not going to go up forever. What go up must come down. So if you are looking at getting into Terra Luna Classic, be cautious of these pumps, because tomorrow you're going to wake up. By the time this video is up, you're going to go look it up, and then it might be a 50% dump. You just never know what the market does, what sellers do. You know, there could be a massive sell-off at each and every time. I'm just excited that, you know, Luna Classic, one of the forgotten cryptos this year, crashed from $110, stablecoin not repegging, and everyone forgot about it. I'm just excited that Luna Classic itself is bringing back the excitement in crypto, because look at this market. You know, some days it's red, in most days, and you know, you have a few green days, but then, you know, we all know that we are in a bear market. And this is the big surprise. Luna Classic is now number 26 of the largest cryptocurrencies by market cap. Just a few days ago, this was in the top 200 tokens. It wasn't even in the top 100. And it just to come back like this is absolutely impressive, with 6.1 trillion tokens and a $3 billion market cap. That is absolutely significant. You are witnessing history right now. If this happens, it's going to be insane. You're going to see this comeback being talked about everywhere in crypto, mainstream, and all sorts of stuff. But in order for that to happen, it's going to take a while, but it's not going to take that long if they implement this 1.2% tax burn. Some people are talking about reducing the supply of Luna Classic all the way down to about 100 billion token. That is absolutely sick and insane. If it does, you could see that 10 cents per Luna Classic, or maybe up to $1. The problem is the supply is just too big, bro. 6.1 trillion tokens. Some people, they hold about 10 billion tokens. There are people that hold 10 million. There are people that hold 100 million tokens. It just depends how much you can buy and how much you can hold alone. So this is the game of, it's like a Squid Game kind of thing, pretty much. The longest holder, the longest hodler will be the winner in this case. No one wants to burn their tokens, they want you to burn yours. So it's gonna be kind of difficult when we started burning and no one wants to burn. But that problem could be solved if they bring in new utilities, new use cases, like in this case, Terra Swap has been heavy lately. You look at this, 10% just on the last 7 days, 12.2 million locked in Terra Classic ecosystem according to DeFi Llama, and just 4 million out of that is locked into the Terra Swap DEX. Astroport, Anchor, all of these ones are slightly in the green now. Developers are finally keen to come back into the Terra Classic, the old Terra, and just support it and looking after it as they should. At one point, look at this, guys, there was $20.6 billion locked in the old Terra Luna Classic. This was back in the KWON days, but KWON's long gone now. I don't think he's has anything to do with Terra Classic. He relaunched it, and the new Terra is not doing that good, but everybody's sticking with the old Terra, and the communities, they want to revive this thing, and community revivals are strong, man. They rise like titans, like the 300 spot, and they will shine and prosper. They are going to definitely push this thing up. Don't be surprised if you wake up one day and you see that cent Luna Classic and you're wondering why you couldn't get it at some of these levels. Now, once again, not right now, but once these prices go a little bit lower and the correction comes back down, because look, everybody's anticipating September 12th. That's within the next few days. So buy the rumor, sell the news. That is definitely going to happen. It happens at every event, even with the major cryptos. Some of the largest cryptos by market cap, they always have these kinds of issues. Buy the rumor, sell the news. If they have a big announcement to come, everybody FOMO in. That's why it's called fear of missing out. Everyone wants to FOMO in at the wrong time. But when you was telling them to buy Luna Classic at these levels, no one wanted to hear, because everybody was like, hey man, it's dead, it's dead. But now look at it. Everyone is running up, trying to buy it before it goes up. And that is just the nature of people in crypto. It always happens this way anyway. So once again, like I always say, do not marry Terra Luna Classic thinking it's going to go up to $1 by tomorrow. I always say this, do not marry any cryptocurrency project. Doesn't matter if it's a DeFi project or layer 1 or any crypto project. Where I got that from is from the OG himself, the guy who bought Bitcoin at $1. You all know him as Da Vinci J15. He always used to say years ago on his channel, these coins, don't date them, don't hate them, just trade them. And that is the absolute truth. That phrase always stuck in my head. That was the absolute truth. So Luna Classic making crypto fun again, which is good. Therefore, in order to get to that dollar mark, you best be looking at a lot of Luna Classics being burned and taken out of circulation. You see that there's like 500 billion already taken out of circulation, over 10 billion I think staked, and you also had a few billion I think that are staked. And it's slowly coming out of circulation, and people are believing into this with this market right here, bear market. Bitcoin at 19,000, who would have thought? Bitcoin under 20k. Previously, Bitcoin never went under its previous all-time highs, meaning back in 2017, right, Bitcoin topped at 19,000, and then it dropped to about 3,000. When it came back up, it shot up all the way up to 69,000. But previously, when Bitcoin topped back in 2013 at $1,300, it dropped to 200 in 2015-16, come back up to 1,000, went all the way up to 20k. It never came back down. Even when it dropped back in March of 2018, it never went back under $1,300. And that's why people were using that paraphrase that Bitcoin never went under its previous all-time high. So no one expected Bitcoin to go back down under its previous all-time high of 19,000 back in December of 2017. That is why. But this time around it did, because it only went up to about 64,000. So you already know that by the halving of 2024 or after the halving of 2024, don't expect that $300,000 per BTC. Bitcoin is getting too big. If the market cap is in the trillions, you're going to require a lot of volumes. I'm not talking about even banks buying. I'm talking about countries buying Bitcoin and adopting it in order for you to see Bitcoin even 5 to 10x again. So it's just too big to move like how it used to move when it was at 2000, for example, because the market cap was low. You know, I remember when there was only like a few 100 million people in crypto, period. So definitely it's going to take a while for Bitcoin to move back up again. Therefore, if you have an opportunity to make a ton load of money with something like Doge, something like Shiba Inu, all of these micro cryptocurrencies with trillions and billions in supply, you definitely take the chance. And that is the case with Terra Luna Classic. That's why it's moving so heavy, because the community, people are rallying behind these tokens, because just the dream, it's easier for something like this to go all the way back up to $1 actually than for Bitcoin and that to go all the way back up to 100K overnight. So you definitely gonna wanna stick with these long-term plays as well, because it could happen. With that being said, this is no financial advice. It's all fun in crypto, all speculation. Take it with a grain of salt. Do not go out there trying to buy a bunch of billion Luna Classics thinking it's gonna go to $1. Just tread with it lightly and with caution. Like up the video, share it, subscribe for some crypto content. I have been Mr. Nakamoto Crypto, and I'm out.